Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and I wanted to talk about the topic of letting go being a form of transformation, and also understanding what are you letting go of, and being specific about what you want to attract and what you want to align to, and be specific about what you're letting go of. What are you letting go of right now? And how can you let go even deeper and sink even deeper into your transcendental consciousness, which will allow you to obtain more within the filter, within the container of source, and also just being very specific towards source, toward God, towards that alignment about what you want and how can you let go so that you can furthermore manifest and generate that momentum and that realization and that repetition and that dedication so that you're allowing yourself to let go even more and to tap into more resonance and truth and embodiment, and knowing that it's the energy that's behind what we're tapping into. So letting go is a form of healing, is a form of worthiness, it's a form of transformation. So every time that you're letting go of something, you're adding something into what you want to implement. But also you're channeling much better because you're changing the way that you communicate, but also you're changing the way that you tap into source. You're changing the way that you're going about your energy. You're changing the way that you go about experiences and circumstances, because every time that you let go in the morning, you're accepting the second chance, which is the spiritual awakening. You're understanding that you have redemption every day, that you can start over every day, and that you have this manifested cosmic reset that will allow you to see, like, okay, I can let go of this thought form. I can let go of this pattern. I can let go of this relationship, or I can let go of this karmic thing that I have with a friend or a family or a loved one and things of that nature. But it's also just changing the way that you start the day and tapping into that worthiness first and letting go of everything that tries to hinder you, that tries to limit you, or the toxins in your body. So every day that you wake up, you can literally have an ayahuasca ceremony and just release that energy, that stale energy. And that's what you're meditating towards, because you're not focusing on what happened yesterday. You're focusing on the present, what's happening today. And so my guides and God and my team were really telling me about letting go and being specific about what you desire and what you want to bring forth inside of yourself. So there's something beautiful about letting go, because it's an energy of transformation. It's an energy of elevating the energy, but also it's an energy where you are able to just release. It's an energy of release. It's an energy of release, but then you're pulling more towards you and you're tapping into that recalibration. So every day that you wake up in the morning, you're just recalibrating your energy, learning how to directly communicate to source, and also being specific about what you're letting go of, and also being more specific about what you want to bring in and what you want to channel and what you want to realign to and what you want to bring forth within yourself. Every time that you let go, you're adding something within your life, but also you're changing the momentum and you're setting more miracles into motion to where you are able to manifest even more and to attract more within yourself. So every time that you exclude something, you're including it, but also the form of letting go is really changing your direct resonance and truth in the way that you're communicating with God's source energy and the great I am. So it's changing the way that you meditate, but it's making it more impactful and it's making it more powerful. And you're driven by something, and you're allowing yourself to be driven by something because you're choosing to let go of what is limiting you. So every time that you're letting go of something, you're able to change another parallel aspect of yourself, but also another parallel reality. And every time that you let go and then you're specific about it, you realize that it's the vision that comes with the intention that's behind the energy of the idea that is being made manifested to you, which is allowing you to generate what you really want, and it's hitting on a certain note. And you're ending the day on a high note, but you're also starting the day with a high note because you're choosing to let go. And it's not being over positive, it's not being fake, it's not bullshit, but it's really just being more happy and being more fulfilled with your meditations. And that's why we're going to do a meditation as well. And this message was coming very vastly. And the subject to object relationship gets dissolved because you realize that you are not a physical meat suit, but you are a consciousness, and you have the ability to take control over your life. and that you don't have to allow certain emotions, certain sensations, and also triggers to ruin your day and to allow you to fall out of alignment. So it's not about giving yourself just being overly positive and saying love and light, because that's not going to get you to the next stage. But it's really like, okay, what am I letting go of? How can I let go of it? And how can I heal from it? And how can I carry the new energy and the new momentum within myself? How can I carry that new momentum? So it's not seeing yourself as a concept or an explanation or a physical object with letting go. You're seeing yourself as a non-physical presence. You're seeing yourself as God's source energy. You're seeing yourself as energy. When we're meditating, we're not seeing ourselves as a physical presence, but we're seeing ourselves as the I am presence. So every time that we're meditating in the morning, it's really understanding that the spiritual awakening is a second chance. It is redemption. It's a new life. So what are you going to do with it? It's learning about what you're going to do with it, but also what you want to do with it. What do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do with letting go, and then being more specific about what you want to attract? Because then that turns into the form of having more empowerment, will push different thresholds within your life that will make you and almost kind of force you to make that decision to change. Because then if you're changing the way that you're communicating, you're emoting, you're projecting, and you're sharing, then you're allowing yourself to make a great change internally. So it's that external change, but also that internal change, and everything comes from within. When we channel the energy from within our own beingness, then that allows us to change the outer reality and the inner reality. But it allows us to have acceptance beyond our own personal biases when we're letting go. And it's kind of forcing us to not dwell within the realm of bias. Because every time that you're letting go, you're forcing yourself to see the truth behind all illusions, to see behind all the problems or the issues or the things that you see as obstacles. So it's kind of forcing you to be like, oh shit, I need to let go of that. But it's not letting go of it, but it's looking at it from a different perspective. It's giving yourself a more well-rounded, mature, aligned energy between that masculine and that feminine energy. And it's kind of freeing, because you're like, okay, I don't have to hold on to this grudge that I had with this person. It's not my responsibility to deal with that, right? It's not your responsibility to set other people straight or agree to disagree or what society thinks, but it's your job to focus on your own individuation and just realign to that and know what you need to give your time and your energy and your progression, because it's for your spiritual evolution to tap into more. So this subject of letting go and being specific, be specific about what you're letting go of. And then once you're past that and you have more worthiness and you have more truth and you have more empowerment that will push you past the motivations of the meditation or the empowerment, and start vocalizing what you want and what you want to intend upon and things of that nature. Because then it will change the flavor, or it'll change the way that you're going about a specific thing. But it also will change the archetype that you're playing in, or the realm that you're playing in, because we all have certain energies and portals that we're playing in. And then once you're ready for that next portal and that next gateway and that next type of energy, that means then you have to let go of that. And then you have to let go of what you perceive as truthful. And then you find out that that is actually not what you need to be focusing your time. But it's not, it may be truthful at the time, and it may be what you need at the time. And that's what's beautiful. Because I can watch a message that I gave 3 years ago, and I could see okay, maybe I was a little bit rough around the edges, or maybe that was the standpoint of what I needed at that said moment in time. So you can look back at your past experiences that, oh, I could have reacted differently, but at the standpoint of the consciousness of who I was at that moment, wasn't ready to react in that wisdom-oriented way. So it's how do we go from there? How do we let go deeper? And how do we realize more about ourselves? and actually see the truth in everything that we're experiencing, not just trying to meditate and not just saying affirmations and not just like zoning out and not balancing out conventional reality. You can't act like you're on acid all the time and be in this astral plane and just be weird, right? But you have to kind of balance it out with the physical attributes of reality itself, because then there has to be a fine line and a balance of realization, of acting and decisions, but also balancing the conventional reality and the non-physical reality of dissolving assumptions and knowing that the less you assume, the more you know, and the more that you don't know, you're able to have within the container and the filter of consciousness. So everything can be placed inside of the container, but they want what you need. So your wants and your needs are exactly the same thing. It's energy. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. So also, guys, you can book private sessions with me. We're going to be doing a meditation soon. And also this weekend, I'll be doing readings for only $10. On the weekends, I'm going to start doing like $10 readings and things of that nature. And also during the week, I'll do the like, share, and gift. But on the weekends, I'll be doing the $10 readings, probably at like 10 or 11 Eastern time zone and things of that nature. But we're going to be doing a meditation soon to kind of wrap this message in a beautiful bow that will kind of give you something to go on and what you're intending on letting go of and how you're choosing to expand from the present moment, and how by letting go, why it's transformational. Why does it make sense to you to let go of that certain thought form or that certain progression or that certain energy? Why does it make sense to you to let go? Every day when you let go, you're choosing to develop yourself, to mature, to grow, to expand, and to be specific on how you can let go so that you can get past those thresholds, those chains that are binding you. And sometimes we can literally have breakdowns that turn into breakthroughs. I said this a long time ago, and it still resonates today. Because some people are like, oh, we can't be perfect all the time. And that's absolutely true. So because of the fact that we're not perfect all the time, is that our breakdowns turn into breakthroughs. And even in the times where we're reactatory or super sensitive and really get to the point and to the heart of the matter, even through that, you will get most of your expansiveness. You'll get most of your expansive lessons and integrations and reflections within those moments where you kind of lash out and you don't know how to perceive something and you don't know how to go about something, and it kind of feels so impactful and you believe in it. And then once you push through that and you have kind of like a good cry or a good ouchie reflection, then it kind of allows everything to fall by the wayside, and then it feels better. And that's why whenever you cried before you even awakened, that's why it felt like a weight was lifted off of yourself. That's why healing and worthiness and letting go are and what I mean by ouchie or like oh fuck or like oh man that was really in my face is really that it allows you to be humble when you receive that kind of slap in the face kind of truth. And it kind of dawns on you that it's kind of like I said, an ouchie. Or it's kind of like, oh God, it's kind of like mom and dad slapped you on the wrist, but you have to treat it like that, because then that's keeping you grounded and dedicated and alive and consistent with what you're receiving. With what you're receiving and what you're tapping into. And it's not about being the best person on the planet or being the most athletic or the best actor or the most successful person. You have a lot of money, you have people who love you, because all that stuff doesn't matter. But if you haven't let go of certain energetic bondages, patterns, ways of thinking, or ways of even meditating or playing within certain energies that are very stale, You could have all the things lined up for your life. You can try to plan out your entire life perfectly. You can plan out your entire life perfectly. You can try to force it. You can force it in everything. And then, guess what? It didn't go the way that you planned it, because it's not the image. It's not even the vision that you have for it. But it's really just the energy that's behind it. And right now, and the clock just turned, it was 2:22. So that was very significant. So sometimes it's not about the outcome or the details or even the vision itself, but it's the energy and the perception and the feelings and the truth in that. That's how you let go even deeper. And that's how it becomes more pure and more alive and more exemplified, because it's giving you something to go on. And everything is so cryptic in the spiritual awakening. It's always so cryptic, because if they gave you the keys to the castle, you would probably crash the truck or the van or the Ferrari, and you would not understand how you got the Ferrari itself. So we can't get all the keys to the castle, because then we have to have some form of understanding, maturity, and wisdom. And then once we have that, then we're, gifted a lot of other things. And then we get more responsibility and accountability and things of that nature. So that was kind of my overview of what it means to let go and to be specific. Be specific about what you want. Know that your wants and your needs and your desires and your passions and your goals and your ambitions are the same thing as letting go the things that are trying to get in the way of that. It's the same exact concept. Like if you're healing and you want more worthiness and you are empowering yourself, you're having the dark night of the soul, and you're breaking generational curses, you're breaking away from certain patterns, and you're breaking away from certain experiences and people, places, and things, because you're becoming an individuated creation. It's the same exact concept. It's the same thing. Letting go and being specific is the same thing. And it just takes, like this person says, I've been struggling with myself for so long, baby steps. It doesn't have to be the biggest, gigantic quantum leap that you've ever had in your life. It doesn't have to be that. But it just has to be one step for mankind. Even if it sounds really corny, it can just be one little step. It could be just an inch, just a little step that will nudge you in the right direction. And that's what makes it pure. And it's, like this person said, it's not corny. It's not generic either. But it's very truthful and it's honorable. And it gives you that stability within your life and that integrity. So letting go of like fear, anxiety, stress, worry, distortion, illusions, and things of that nature is just all part of the journey. Being more comfortable and being more calm and collected and confident in what you want to do, but also allowing yourself to use relaxation of meditation to bring it forth and to allow it to recalibrate itself. So we're going to do a meditation. Also, you guys can book private sessions with me. It's Cashapp, whitewolftheoracle, and also paypal.me, Jacob Dylan Wolf. Please refer to me as White Wolf. Book a time, date, and day, and things of that nature. And this weekend, I'll be doing readings and healings and activations just for $10. All you have to do is donate $10. I'm going to try to create an event on TikTok. I've never done that before, but I'm going to start trying to plan out certain lives and things of that nature. Like these lives are just kind of impromptus, which is fine because I like doing it that way. I've never liked planning them out because I feel like in the moment when it's needed and it's direct and it's there for everybody who needs to receive it, that's what makes it beautiful. So, okay. So everybody take a deep breath. Allow yourself to relax in the sensation and the feeling and the understanding of letting go and being specific, and allowing those concepts to be the same exact thing that you tap into and that you relay and that you relax into every day. Every day, just think of it as redemption. Think of it as recharging your batteries, recalibrating the way that you feel, the way that you think, the way that you go about certain things, having certain patterns, and also just generating more momentum as much as you are subtracting, and as much as you are letting go, and as much as you are healing. And understanding that your wants are your needs, your desires should be pure. And with this purified sense of the ego, it is not of a disingenuous nature. It's not generic. It's not corny. It's not fake. But it's really just tapping into the truth of the illusions that present themselves. Just being real with it, being upfront, just allowing it to be what it is, but finding the resolve and finding a way to initiate out of that stale state of consciousness, or a stale energy center, or a gateway you've been playing in for so long. So no matter what, every day when you're meditating, you can literally add something within the container and take something out of the container. Letting go is a form of transformation. Every time that you let go, you're tapping into more of what you are and who you are and what you're allowing yourself to become. It's direct perception. It's finding the truth in it. And it's having acceptance beyond your own personal bias to allow yourself to let go of that subject to object relationship. And just be that energy of release. Just release yourself from feeling that way. Release yourself from going about it in that way, or being reactatory or ultra sensitive. But if you have to be that, then do that, but get past it and don't dwell in it. But allow yourself to set up the miracles. Allow yourself to set up the momentum and a new way to carry yourself with a completely different perspective. So you can come from a grounded state of elevation so that you can literally change the way that you feel, because you're changing the way that you're communicating, that you're vocalizing, that you're projecting, and that you're emoting that certain state of being. Because this is tapping into your power. This is finding the empowerment so that you can implement it, but also motivating it past the energy of it. And knowing that the intention and the idea and the concept and the explanation and the goal that you're trying to reach is literally letting go what is trying to interfere or hinder you, or having non-allowance. Just be crystal clear about what you want. Be specific. Add definition. Add significance to it. And allow it to be of your source of creation, but also the way that you imagine. So every day that you wake up is a second chance. It is redemption. It's a redo. It's a cosmic reset. And it's resetting the karmic balances and the imbalances or the soul contracts that you assume yourself to be, and letting go and dissolving assumption. That you're not assuming that you are this person right now, but you know that you are just the consciousness that projects and creates and elevates the energy right here, right now, ever present. And the more that you don't know, the more that you're able to have in your container. And the more that you listen, the more that you receive, and the more that you soak up like a sponge will allow you to start flowing with life, to start being a receiver of life instead of a person that just experiences life. But you're the life that gives that breath of fresh air. You are what gives it life, that gives it definition, that gives it its empowerment and its energy. That's when you're changing the way that you're communicating, and then you're really open to change, because if you don't accept the change, it will just always crush you. But if you have acceptance within the change, within the spark of creation or inspiration inside of yourself, then you will always go with the new groove, the new changes, the new expansion within yourself. You will always go for what really makes sense, what really changes your life and changes the course of your life, but how you experience it itself. So letting go and being specific are the same exact concept. It's letting it be known, it's addressing it, it's putting it out in the open and not suppressing who you are, not suppressing the creation. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, allow yourself to release, but also allow yourself to get back to that point of relaxation so that there is a sense of you're able to process it, you're able to concentrate on it, but you're also able to focus your energy and attention somewhere else. Just change the definition. Redirect the focus. Whatever labels, whatever illusions, whatever obstacles present themselves, just know that you have the ability to shove them out of the way. And you have the choice to decide to live in a very beautiful state. It doesn't mean that you won't have the dark night of the soul. It doesn't mean you won't have clearing. It doesn't mean you won't have healing. It doesn't mean you won't have reflections and lessons. But it's making that decision to live your life in the most beautiful state that you can. And deciding, why can I not experience it here and now and forevermore? Why can I not experience it now? Why can I not experience it forever? Why can I not be that vibration? And giving yourself the permission to choose it, just to become it, and force yourself to become it. And then you already are it, because you were it before you accepted it. You just weren't there yet. Just be yourself, be bold, express yourself in any way you see fit, Release every day, soak in like a sponge every day, and just let go and be specific. That's the two things that you just need, is to let go and to be specific about what you're letting go of, and then be specific about what you want to ask. And believe that you've already received it, but believe in what you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to strive for. So that you can be that manifested prophet, that oracle of Loveline Wisdom, God manifested in the human form, so that you can channel your highest timeline, your highest energy, and be of service in ways that you've never dreamed of. So everybody take a deep breath. Exhale. And so it is. And that was the meditation. So I hope this meditation was very powerful for you guys. I hope it was impactful. I hope that it simulated something for you past your previous state, because that's kind of the point of meditation, is to take yourself out of the current state that you're in and implementing a new state of being. That's the point of meditation. It's kind of like when people take psychedelics and stuff like that, because they need to take themselves out of a certain state, but then they do it, if they do it in a negative way, because Mike Tyson takes psychedelics to tap into his spirituality. But if you use it in a good way, and this is like with everything, with meditation, with sharing, with being impactful in a greater way, just do it from a positive nature and do it from a loving nature. And don't infringe upon the free will of others, and allow them to be free and to receive and to elevate in the way that they can. Also, guys, you can book private sessions with me, Cashapp, whitewolftheoracle, and also paypal.me, Jacob Dylan Wolf. Please refer to me as White Wolf when we're conducting business. And I don't know if I will be doing any lives tonight. I'm not sure. If I do, it'll probably be around like 10 or 11 and things of that nature. So if I do come back on, stay tuned for that. Eastern time zone. I'm Eastern time zone. But also, if you contact me and I don't know where you're at, I'll send you contact information, White Wolf the Oracle, YouTube, Instagram, White Wolf 4741, and I have a Facebook and things of that nature. And so I want to thank you guys. God bless. I hope you were blessed by the meditation. I hope you have a wonderful day, and namaste. Thank you guys.